Hello everyone and welcome to our second day of E3 2016. My name is Paco Treviño and today I'm joined by Lauro Chapa.
Hey guys.
And well, today we'll be talking about the press conferences that came out on the second day of E3 this year, 2016. And we'll be going by one in order of appearance, and we'll be giving you some of our thoughts on each one of them. So let's begin. The first one of day 2 was Microsoft. And they kicked things off with a new Xbox One, and they were showing a lot of what's coming out in the really long future. Well, before we get started, Lauro, why don't you give us some of your early thoughts?
Yeah, my early thoughts about this. I think the most impressive thing about this conference was they announced a cross-buy thing with PC and Xbox One. Like if you buy a new Xbox One game, you can also play it on your PC. I think that was groundbreaking.
Yeah, I mean it's still just some games.
Yeah, it's not everything.
But even then, the cross-buy between two platforms that are honestly very different.
Yeah.
It's great. I think that it's a very smart move by Microsoft. And honestly, come to think of it, why didn't they do that before?
Yeah.
I mean, they have both platforms, and the Xbox, I think that the original Xbox ran on XP or something like that.
And DirectX.
DirectX, right. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, yeah, but still great news.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my personal thoughts is that I liked it. I think that there was a lot of great stuff here.
Yeah.
If anything, I would say that the problem with Microsoft this year was that they focused on the next year and get another Xbox and all these things. That to me the really big hitter is when you say oh yeah, the console that you have will, or the systems that you already own, will get these awesome things. And unless you're announcing, the new generation, which is not. It's this midway weird thing where they are sort of expanding the life of the generation through a hybrid thing.
Yeah. The Xbox One Scorpio, I mean, it seems...
Project Scorpio.
Project Scorpio, yeah. We don't know the name of the system right now. And the new Xbox One Slim, which I don't know if they made that with the 360 or the original Xbox Slim version.
I'm not sure if they did, but I do remember that there was the Xbox that it was a 2.0 thing where
it was a revision, right?
It was a revision because of the problems with the original.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that, but I don't know. I don't remember if there was a slim thing.
And they're saying that all three Xboxes will play the same games. Do you believe this?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe they're going to be some exclusives.
I mean, Slim will be the same thing from the original.
Okay.
It's just a smaller version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one will have the same games from the original Xbox One. But the one with VR and the PC level, gaming PC level specs and all that, I don't see that. I don't buy that. I mean, maybe the first few months or maybe half a year, but if Project Scorpio is successful, I see them embracing VR and leaving behind the other two systems.
It's going to come down to that.
Yeah. It's going to come down to that.
Apart from that, I think we got really good games. Dead Rising 4. I think the Dead Rising series has always been a fun series to play.
Right.
To me, it's kind of a Grand Theft Auto with zombies. I mean, it's this just go ham, go crazy, do whatever you want,
Yeah, go on, attack a zombie with a teddy bear while you're riding on a tricycle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a great series. I haven't played it since the second one because I think that it was the third one that was in only Xbox, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't been able to check it out, and I'm actually jealous of Xbox players because of Dead Rising. It's a great series, and I really think that it's a great third-party support that the Xbox is getting. And
to me, Gears of War 4. I mean, that's the biggest series from Xbox. It's like Halo and Gears of War. So we're getting a new Gears of War. The characters look really weird because the characters always are like this meaty, big characters, and they made him different, so it looks weird to me.
Yeah, it used to be like they made him a little bit over the top, like
Yeah.
overly muscular and overly like manly and whatnot. And right now they seem a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely see what you mean. I thought the same thing. Like these guys look normal now.
I hope it doesn't lose the appeal to fans. You know.
I can see that happening only if anything, because they have gone back to the roots of the series, because the series used to be very like horror oriented.
Yeah.
Like not horror, but like very
Like
gory
survival,
and then survival,
strategic.
Yeah, strategic and sort of like very atmospheric. Like you would see things moving around you and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
then it
I
turned
never,
to like an FPS kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
not an FPS, you know, but kind of that.
Yeah, definitely. Particularly the third one. Like
Yeah.
it's an action game. The third one is an action game. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, seeing them going back to sort of the roots will be very good, I think, for the quality of the title.
Yeah.
But like you say, maybe the fans of like particularly the second and third game might not completely buy that. Like they might be turned off by it.
Yeah.
Like, what is this crap? You know.
Yeah.
But still looks like a great game. And now that you mentioned earlier Halo.
Yeah.
Halo to me, it's a great series, but that has seen better days.
Yeah.
Like particularly the Master Chief Collection, the latest one. I think that it could do better right now.
Yeah.
And I thought going in, they're not going to announce a new Halo, and they sort of didn't. They announced Halo Wars.
Halo Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2. I wasn't too keen on it.
Does somebody like that series? I mean, really, I don't know if somebody does, but if there are fans out there, please tell us, because I don't know of anyone that really likes that series.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I sort of like it, but
I like the genre.
yeah, I like the genre.
But I mean, it's just like that game just put with Halo. I mean, it's weird.
Yeah, like why not just play Age of Empires too, and that's it. It's way better and cheaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool that a new Halo is not coming out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They're waiting, like,
Yeah.
taking their time.
Yeah, they're taking the time, and that's always cool. And talking about games that took their sweet ass time, Tekken 7
Yeah.
finally coming out,
Finally coming out.
and Akuma is joining the fight. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that. Tekken is great.
and it seems like it's gonna have like decent amount of content, compared to the recent Street Fighter 5, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
We're seeing like they really took their time with this game, and they're really putting effort into it.
Yeah, maybe they're going to leave that sort of believed third place that many people say that they have in the fighting genre.
Yeah.
Like they say that there's Street Fighter, then Mortal Kombat, and then Tekken, and then King of Fighters and all that. But I think that if Tekken plays its cards well, I think that it could rise to the top even, because Street Fighter 5 it's not what it used to be. It's not what 4 was.
Yeah.
Or what 3 or 2 were.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I think that Tekken 7 is a great title, and it's great that it's coming out to the Xbox. I think it is also coming to PlayStation, right? Or
I think it will.
Yeah, so that's a great thing, and actually, Xbox players have that to cling on to, because Street Fighter 5 is a PlayStation exclusive right now. So yeah, definitely a great addition to the library.
Yeah.
And now that we're talking about fighting games, did you notice that they are turning Killer Instinct into their Smash Brothers?
Kinda, yeah. Who they brought in? I forgot a monster from Gears of War, or what was it?
Yeah, it was this guy from Gears of War. But the thing is that it's already building up, because they had the Battletoads.
Yeah.
So, and now, you have the Battletoads, you have characters from Killer Instinct, and now...
They bring Banjo, right? Into the fight.
No, I don't think so. Banjo would look so weird in the style of Killer Instinct.
I think it would be like when Mega Man was added to...
No, God.
And he was like this fat guy.
When he was in Street Fighter versus Cross Tekken.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
I
Like
think
all
it will be
fat and with the helmet.
Imagine
weird.
just like this badass bear, all muscular and stuff, and you will be like, oh, a bear character, and they'll be like, no, it's Banjo.
Imagine like if they showed that photorealistic bear,
Yeah.
and then they show the backpack, like the blue backpack in the back, like so tiny.
It will be fun. It will be fun.
And with a real bird, like
Yeah.
that would be pretty funny. So yeah, Killer Instinct, new Smash Brothers for
Yeah.
Xbox. That's great. And actually, I've played a lot of Killer Instinct with some friends, and it's actually a really fun game.
Yeah, it's actually really fun because it's I think it's like very not cinematic, but there's a lot of things going on. Like the
Yeah.
combos are like very long and all these things.
Yeah,
You know?
I love
fun.
it, and I love how
It's very visual. That was
it's
the word
very visual.
I was looking for.
I love how it doesn't like a problem that a lot of early 3D fighting games had was that they sort of tried to do like the whole animation of the like to be realistic, and I love how Killer Instinct is one of those games that has like the punch, like you already see it here.
Yeah.
Like it skips the animations, but it looks so badass, and it looks like it should. Like it looks like it played back in the day too.
Yeah.
On the Super Nintendo, and I think that's a great thing.
Yeah. Sticking with Rare, another game that they presented was Sea of Thieves, which to me looks fun, but what else is to it?
Yeah, that's the thing. It looks like a really fun co-op game.
Yeah.
Like, that you attack other pirates, other ships.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw like a lack of content in
Yeah.
there.
To me, they didn't explain like what was there to do. I mean, they were like, yeah, everything a pirate can do, and you were like, okay, and what's that?
Yeah, is it like stealing stuff from the poor and
Raping people.
Raping people. I mean, no, like I get it. It's not gonna do
it's
that.
the
but-
fun pirates.
Yeah,
Disney pirates.
It's the Disney pirates. Like
Uh-huh.
like Jack Sparrow is in the party.
Yeah.
But
But even then, they show like some guys working together to move a ship around, and it looked really fun. But I mean, what else?
yeah, it looked like a tech demo almost. Like those VR demos. Like it looked like one of those things. Like like I enjoyed that, but I wouldn't pay $60 to play
Yeah.
that. So yeah, like you said, maybe we will see more content of it. I don't know. Do you remember the release date of Sea of Pirates?
Not really.
Of Sea of Thieves. I'm sorry.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. No, well, depending if it's a long way, maybe we'll see more stuff about it. And what else did we see?
One thing that surprised me a lot was the Minecraft going like multi-platform. Like
Oh, right.
the PC gamers can play with the Xbox One and
The Xbox One isn't there?
Yeah, I think it was right. Like it was like iPhone, Android, PC, and
Xbox.
Xbox. I think.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's without the Xbox, the others are by their own. Like that's great.
Yeah.
Because the platforms are super different,
Yeah.
and having cross-play across those. I mean, I'm not a huge Minecraft fan or
Yeah,
anything.
neither, but there's a huge like community
there's a
around
huge
it.
following around it, and I think that it was really great. I think that Xbox or Microsoft, I should say, are really nailing down the cross-play, cross-buy.
Yeah. And
Like
I think they're listening
expanding
to their fans,
horizons.
right? Like
Yeah.
when they presented Project Scorpio, they were like, "This is a Xbox. We listen to our fans," or something like that. And I think that's always satisfying to gamers, right? Like, okay, they're listening to my ideas. They're doing what we want, That's always great.
Yeah, like at least get that feedback. Like, yeah, my
Feedback is-
voice matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another game that to me looked great. I mean, that series always looks good. It's the new Forza game.
Yeah, Forza. I'm really looking forward to the new
Yeah.
Forza.
It always is. It's like fun. Racing is always good. I mean, in real life you can get like you can die or something if you do that, and in game it seems very realistic and it's
Yeah.
very fun.
I always felt that Forza was a little bit arcadey, especially compared to Gran Turismo. But this one looks like it's going to drive it off the park.
Yeah.
Like, it looks so natural. Like, I don't know if it will be a little bit convoluted once it's hands on, but based on what we saw, it was really nice to like play with the controller or the kit that they had with
the full like wheel and pedals.
The simulation
Yeah.
kit. So yeah, it looks fantastic. It looks incredibly polished, and it's one of those games that will have crossplay.
Oh, right.
So yeah, it will probably be completely awesome. Something that I don't know if you noticed, I think that they didn't show up the Xbox One footage
They were
because
showing PC footage.
yeah, they were showing PC
I
footage,
didn't notice.
and I think that it was because the PC footage will look so much better than the Xbox One.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things,
Yeah.
right? Like I noticed and I mentioned it. But overall, Microsoft had a great conference. I think that it was really awesome, and in my opinion, the second best one of the day.
Yeah.
Well, I think that that's a wrap up for the Xbox One. So let's move on to the second one of the day, Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Wow.
They started off by like a discussion or a video of how to pronounce Ubisoft, and I think by the first 10 seconds we realized that Americans pronounce it Ubisoft and French pronounce it Ubisoft, and that was it. It was like a 10-minute video of people saying Ubisoft, 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 Ubisoft. Why? What was that?
I mean, I think that they realized that there's some confusion around that, and they decided to make it into a thing. But just like everything on this presentation, they overplayed their cards.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest problem that this presentation had was knowing when to be funny and knowing when to like, okay, here's the game. Like, yeah, I said all this crap, but here's the game, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was a big problem. Like, there were huge chunks of like really out there personalities, and then we had huge chunks of there's gameplay of this snowboarding game, like, enjoy.
Yeah.
And
I think at one point they had like a mistake where the girl was still on stage talking, and they put a trailer up, and it was like, what's happening?
yeah, I mean, things like that are prone to happen when you're live, but it happened, and it was very noticeable.
Yeah.
And
We're getting a new Just Dance, and it seems like this is their FIFA. Like,
yeah, this
there's
turned
a
into their
yearly
FIFA.
Just Dance release, and
Actually, the one
It
thing that I
looks good.
take away from that is that they announced the NX version.
that's right. It was the first mention of NX on the
Yeah,
on each. It was like, what
couldn't-
NX?
Yeah, I couldn't give a crap about Just Dance, but they said NX, and I like, what? NX? So,
Yeah.
the Nintendo NX, for those of you who don't care
Of
about
course.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
I do, a lot. But yeah,
A game that I'm like so not interested in is Watch Dogs 2.
crap,
You know, because
garbage.
Watch Dogs 1 looked so promising. People were so excited about it. It was like, wow, it's like Grand Theft Auto with hacking or something like that. Then I played it, and it was like, wow, this is not what they promised. It had
all.
a lot of problems. It didn't play like you imagine it to be. And now the second installment is having such a weird marketing plan. Like, they released a video of a
Right.
dude dancing or something like that, and it was like, where's my game? You know? What
Yeah,
happened?
like, how does this link to the game at
Yeah.
all? And actually, I will say that I was very hyped for the first Watch Dogs, but you know, looking at this one, you know, the out there personalities, like, yeah, we're these cool kids, you know, we're the demographic, we're approaching, and we want to be very cool and hip, like the typical thing, like when the businessman thinks that he's been hip. That's happening here.
And the game looks fine, you know. They're like
Right.
promising things that they promised on the first one, but can we trust them? You know, we
That's
saw
the
the
thing.
same thing with the first one, but you know what happened.
That's the thing. I mean, if you saw the comments live on the stream, you would see like, yeah, but you know, let's wait to the real version to be shown, like the worst
Let's play
version.
it.
Like, this looks awesome, but you know, the real one will not look as good. So let's wait for the real version. And I mean, if these are the actual versions, and Ubisoft is just being, you know, mocked because of the past, well, they earned it. You know, it's their fault. but I think that if anything, Watch Dogs 2 reinforces that image that Ubisoft is having lately, with lazy ports and sequels and things like that.
Yeah, it's a good thing that they didn't have a new Assassin's Creed.
Actually, I applaud that, because Assassin's Creed is a series that has been done to death. So seeing them like keep it to rest a couple years, because I think that this will be the second year, right, without an Assassin's Creed. Like there was no Assassin's Creed last year, was there?
Syndicate wasn't last year. I really don't remember.
Maybe it was. Maybe I'm mistaken.
I'm hoping they reboot the series or something, because I think there's a lot of good ideas there with Assassin's Creed, and I think they can make something good.
Yeah, they can make something good, but let's hope that they get together, like they get their shit together and do it.
Yeah. Speaking of good games, I think the best Ubisoft game that was shown out there, it's the South Park sequel. The Fractured Butthole.
By far.
Yeah.
That title has to be said a lot, like Fractured Butthole. My favorite from the whole presentation.
When the first one was like released and everyone loved it, everyone was like, wow, can they make something better out of this?
Right.
And to me, what they showed, they can, they revised the gameplay. They're making like this grid, like kind of Fire Emblem style, the comedy is still there. The jokes in real life, like they're now joking about superheroes.
Right.
And, everything is good.
If I didn't like something about the first one, was the way that they sort of tried to encompass the RPG elements that we usually see. Like that was the thing that I didn't like. Everything else I loved, the presentation, the jokes, everything. But the RPG elements was something that I wasn't too crazy about.
Okay.
But now that they're changing that up, like we have more action and tactical things going on, and then we have the superhero theming. I loved it. Yeah, and the Civil War parody in there, I absolutely loved it.
It's incredible. I think who would have thought that we will be seeing one of the best RPGs out there from South Park?
Actually, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. That's very true.
That's true. And it's like just watching playing an South Park episode. I mean,
it looks 1-1. Like it looks incredible visually. I love that.
We saw the new Division expansion or something like that. To me, that was like, okay. I mean,
I guess they had to, because there's a lot of money in there.
Good for the fans of the game.
Yeah, good. If you're one of the 3 people that still play that, great stuff coming out. I mean, the Division, it promised so much and it delivered so little that whatever they add now, to me, is like beating a dead horse or something, in the sense that they tried to do sort of their co-op shooting game, online shooting game, and it didn't really work because it was so barren of content.
Maybe.
So now they try to add all these new things, but I think it's too little too late.
Maybe, yeah, it probably is. On the other hand, I think they show new gameplay for Ghost Recon.
Oh, right.
And I think that looks better. I don't know what you think. They showed a mission where they like hijacked this place, or they were like cooperating online. It's reminiscent of the missions of Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't remember what they were called, but like the
heist.
The heists.
Yeah.
It was reminiscent of that to me.
Yeah, you're actually right. Actually, I'm much more optimistic about Ghost Recon. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm confusing with another Tom Clancy series, but I think that one has been around for a long time. I mean, I know it's not Splinter Cell, so don't comment that. I know the difference. But yeah, I'm very optimistic about to see where that leads to.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah, it does. Then they also talked about For Honor. For Honor, to me, it's a game that I don't see what that's about. I mean, it's like this sort of tactical-ish online game, like TPS sort of thing, but with gladiators and whatnot. And it looks super boring to me.
I'm not really interested that much in it.
Yeah, and it's not a lack of interest on like medieval stuff or Vikings or something.
Yeah, I know.
It definitely is like the game itself is what isn't really selling me on those things. Then we have what was
They were giving Prince of Persia Sands of Time on PC for free.
oh right, that game that's a fantastic. Have you ever played it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic
It's very
game. Definitely, one of Ubisoft's great series.
Definitely.
Yeah, I enjoyed it way back when, and I bet it holds up pretty
Yeah.
decently at least. So free stuff, but it's
always
good
good.
stuff.
Yeah, always good.
Especially with Ubisoft, that
Yeah.
never happens.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking about stuff that is not free, the game that they closed with, the weird
Snowboarding game.
snowboarding game, yeah.
It
the,
was really weird. I mean,
the 1080-degree snowboarding ripoff.
yeah, it just looks like a snowboarding simulator to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that should be a VR game or something because it
Yeah. Otherwise, it won't have an appeal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it won't. Like, it was like, yeah, see your replays and whatnot, and I don't see really the appeal to it.
Me neither. And actually, now that you mentioned VR, they showed some VR stuff, and this weird game with the bird that looks like
That's right.
an N64 game.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, Star Fox VR with different graphics. I don't know if you, I mean, but not that good.
Yeah, like crappy. Yeah, actually, I agree with you. It's like it lacks character. It lacks something that tells me, oh, this is a game and not a tech demo.
Yeah.
I think that's the key part.
I think
here.
that's a problem with VR games right now. They don't seem like they have a lot of characters. That's why they made Star Trek. I don't know. I don't remember who showed the Star Trek game on VR.
It was them.
It wasn't well. I think that's a good thing. Putting franchises that people know, because all the VR games seem to lack character, and the appeal of the games is more the VR rather than the gameplay.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I tried VR a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, and to
What
me,
did you try? It was Oculus.
no, it was Vive.
Okay.
Is it called Vive? Yeah, the one with the weird racket controller.
The HTC one, I think it was.
No, it's the one with the weird black controllers. The one that looks like
Yeah, I think that's
rackets.
HTC.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh well, that thing. it was just a fair near here.
Okay.
And I tried it, and I was very impressed at first. Like, oh yeah, there was this home where you could like interact with some stuff, and then you had this designated area. You couldn't go out of it, but it was very interesting. And in that one, you actually walk.
Okay.
So it was pretty interesting, but to be honest, I was like, how am I going to play here and have like a real game? Like, for example, they announced Fallout 4 VR,
Yeah.
but how is that going to work on like here? And like you're saying, like compared to what Ubisoft was showing, it looks like tech demos, and then Fallout 4 is announced for
Yeah.
VR. Like, where's the
What's up here?
comparison?
Yeah.
Like, will these be free titles with your VR? You play whatever. I mean, it looked very unpolished. The Star Trek game also looked terrible in terms of graphics. I mean, the idea is pretty cool that you have this sort of team, in the Enterprise, and that you manage the ship and all of that. But I mean, it just looks so early in development.
Yeah, it's early.
So let's hope that it's just early in development and the actual games will look pretty good.
Yeah.
And well,
I think that's it for Ubisoft, right?
yeah, that's it. Ubisoft, overall could be better, but I think that like 2 years ago was way worse than this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it was fine.
it was fine.